Okay, so this is going to be my Penn State-Wisconsin preview. Penn State's going to play Wisconsin tomorrow. Penn State's ranked 20th, Penn State's 6-3, and Wisconsin's 6-3 as well. Penn State is about a 9-point favorite. It's a home game. It's expected to be pretty chilly, maybe even possible snow. It's going to be a noon kickoff. Penn State's coming off of a real tough loss to Michigan, where they lost 42-7 in a game that was just really a good reality check. And Penn State really did not look good, and it was kind of a sum of the flaws that they've had all year showed up. And while against some average to below average teams, Penn State can get away with it, but it kind of reflected that it can't get away with it against Michigan, and that's what happened. They got killed. So Wisconsin, they're a team that kind of had more preseason aspirations, even more than Penn State. I think they were ranked like 4th or 5th in the nation in the beginning of the year. Most people thought, a really good running back, a really good O-line, a serviceable quarterback, and a strong defense would be a really good Wisconsin football team. The problem is they don't have anything really in the receiving game. The quarterback isn't enough to carry the passing attack. They got a good running back in Jonathan Taylor, really good running back, and they got a decent O-line, good running game, but the defense is very average also, so it's really not that great of a Wisconsin football team. And honestly, if they didn't have Jonathan Taylor, they'd probably be at or below 500, honestly, right now. They're not a bad team. They're not ranked. They've had some bad losses. They got killed by Michigan like Penn State, but they also lost to BYU and Northwestern, which aren't good losses. And the problem is Penn State and Wisconsin both kind of aren't really have a ton to play for. Wisconsin still has a chance in the West, but it just feels like it's going to be hard for them to be able to make it to the Big Ten Championship this year. But if they win out, they have a chance, but it's going to be hard. The next big thing in this game is, I could honestly think that this game, if Penn State comes out flat, Trace McSorley is coming up kind of not 100%, and our receivers aren't doing anything. They're dropping balls. McSorley's airmailing it over or under. He's not throwing the ball well. We're not establishing any running game because our O-line can't create holes for Miles Sanders to run. And we're doing 100 stupid design runs from McSorley, and then we wonder why he's hurt when we run him over 20 times a game, when we have a running back, Miles Sanders, who is supposed to be running the ball. But that's not the point. The point is that if Penn State comes out flat, I could honestly see this game being like a 31-14, 28-14 kind of game where we lose by 14 points, 14, 17 points, and it just looks, what happened? Where you go, they're better than that, but they showed up and they just played horrible, and that's what I kind of think could happen. The only thing that separates it is I do think that Penn State will rally, but and when you look at it, you go, against Michigan, Penn State's offense looks terrible. They're exposed for every single weakness that they have because it's against the best defense in the country, arguably. Where Wisconsin, they don't have a horrible defense, but it's not Michigan's defense. It's not even close. It's not even Iowa's defense. And Penn State put up 30 on Iowa. Wisconsin in the Big Ten, every team has scored 17 points or more. The thing, though, is Rutgers scored 17, Iowa scored 17, Nebraska scored 17, and Illinois scored 20. So teams are kind of in that range, and then I think you have Michigan who scored 38 and Northwestern scored 31. So that's kind of what they are. And what I mean by that is I don't think Penn State, their offense is struggling, but they're still one of the better offenses in the Big Ten if they can get it together. Now, I know they only put up 7 against Michigan, but Michigan was teed off in that game, and McSorley wasn't 100% healthy, and they had a bad game, but Michigan really had a good game, and they just shut down Penn State. Where against Wisconsin, I think you will be able to see Penn State's receivers. They will be able to get open more. McSorley will have more time to make his throws. The O-line will be able to establish a little bit of more of a run because Michigan's defense is better than Wisconsin's in every aspect of the game. So for Wisconsin, for us defensively versus Wisconsin, it really comes down to this. Can we stop Taylor? And what I mean by that is I think our secondary is improving. I think our defense altogether is improving. But can we really step up this week, and really can the defense carry us to a victory? And what I mean by that is, I don't think the offense is really going to come out guns blazing. We might be able to put up 24, 28, maybe even 30 points, but our offense isn't going to carry us to a victory. We're not going to come out and we're not going to win a shootout. We're not going to we're not going to put up 35 points. I don't think we're going to put up 30 because I just don't think our offense really has that identity. You look at the Iowa game, we put up 30, but Iowa gave us, I think, 7 on that pick 6. So we really, if we can get a turnover and maybe put up some points, that can help. But I don't think our offense is truly going to score 30 real offensive points, And the other thing is, I don't know. Hornibrook's not a great player. He's not an amazing quarterback, and their other quarterback isn't either. Hornibrook has a concussion. He might not play tomorrow. But whatever. They don't have these amazing receivers. They don't have an amazing passing game. Our secondary should be able to handle it. It really comes down to they're going to be running the ball a lot. And if they can continuously get enough yardage from Taylor and maybe a short pass pickup, they can move the chains on us and they can move the ball. It doesn't matter how they do it. It doesn't matter how that looks. It just matters what their system is. And if their system is good enough to be able to move the chains and put up points, it'll be enough. Now, I don't know if it will be because I think our rushing defense has gotten a lot better throughout the year. I think Yetur Gross-Matos has grown a lot. Sharif Miller's a good player. I think we have enough guys in that front seven to be able to slow it down more times than not. But I still think they're going to be able to put up some points with Taylor because he's a really good player. And they have enough guys in place to be able to make plays. So what that means is, that means that I think we have a decent chance of winning this game, but I don't think it's going to be a minus. I don't think we're going to cover. I don't think we're going to win by over 9. I mean, we could, but I wouldn't take that bet as, I like it. I don't know. I could see Wisconsin winning this game. I have a feeling that they could, but I just think that Penn State is just a better team on paper, and I am going to go with Penn State to win the game and rebound. I am going to pick 24-21, and the reason why I'm picking that score is I think Wisconsin can put up some points, and I think Penn State can too. I think you're going to look to see, Hamler, if Jawan Johnson can play, some other guys to get in the rotation, Dotson, Freiermuth, Tompkins, Polk, if they can actually catch a ball for a change. I think McSorley might be a little off, but I think he's going to do enough. I think he's going to have more time, and I think his receivers are going to be getting open a little bit more for him. I think Miles Sanders might get a day where he might be back on track a little bit, but I don't think he's going to have a huge day just because I don't think we're going to give him enough carries, and I think their D-line is good enough to keep him contained. I think for our defense, I think we're going to be able to do okay in the secondary. I think we're going to have to work some kinks out with Taylor, but I think at times we're going to shut him down, but I think I would expect him to break 1 or 2 plays at least tomorrow because of the player he is. So I got a 24-21. But if this was the Wisconsin team from the beginning of the year, I'd be thinking 31-14 or 31-17, which is what I fear it to be. I just don't think this Wisconsin team is good enough to make it actually happen. So that's why I'm picking 24-21 Penn State. I think they're going to come and hopefully be able to win this game, Rutgers and Maryland, and finish the season off and be 9-3. That's what their motivation has to be right now, just to finish it off. And that's where it starts tomorrow. Hopefully we can win. I got a 24-21 Penn State. Let's hope it happens.